Okay, so I'm working on leveling everything up to 60 so I can get the Homo Liberian's title, and it occurred to me it would be worth finding out the best way to get combat and stealth likes, since that's what I'm missing. So this video contains a bunch of different tests to see the likes generated for combat and stealth across different types of orders. I did not test every possible scenario, but check the description for timestamps because I did cover a lot of them. We cover clearing large BTs, humanoid BTs, BT elimination order, armed survivalist camps, both stealth and loud combat, and finally clearing Ghost Mechs. Also in the description are summaries for both combat and stealth based on what I saw during these tests. So first of all, I want to point out that lost cargo, both stuff found out in the world along with the lost cargo found in the share with other porters in any terminal, will not get you any combat or stealth points. In order to garner combat and stealth likes, you have to have an active order. You can't just go around, pick up lost cargo, go clear camp, and then get stuff for that. So delivering lost cargo will only get you porter points, just straight up porter points.
Where the hell did you find this? You are the best. Now displaying your current porter grade.
So we'll only get 136, even if you clear a camp or kill a BT or enter a hostile area, you need to have an active order. You can't do it off lost cargo. So, all right, there we go. There's the intro, there's the start, and on to the testing. Okay, for this one, I picked up the order, and then I went and I eliminated the jellyfish that are floating around by the fishermen. I'm betting any jellyfish section will be the same. But a threat elimination I got 200 points for, and undetected by hostiles, because it's the floating jellyfish, I got an extra 100.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
So the 200 for the threat elimination was put in the combat section, and undetected by hostiles counts as stealth. Okay, the next example is taking out Watchers by the Lone Commander. I took out one and turned in the order, and the threat elimination and stealthy elimination were 40. So then I reloaded a save, and I went back and I took out 2 Watchers, and now it's 80. So it looks like each of the Watcher type BTs that you can see around the plate gate and around the Lone Commander, those are worth 40 each. Threat elimination obviously is combat, and stealthy elimination and undetected by hostiles is stealth. So we're going to see 80 and 85.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
80 for combat and 85 for stealth. Okay, so then I wanted to test whether or not the same order, same Watcher, same everything, whether or not the score changes if your cargo is not on you when you're taking out the Watchers. I left it in the private locker and went and took out 3 this time instead of 2, sort of expecting 120 since the first one was 40, the second one is 40, the second one with 2 was 80, 1 was 40, 2 was 80, so I sort of expected 3 to be 120. So it looks like there's a cap, and to confirm that, I reloaded a save and I took out 3 with the cargo on my back, and I got the exact same numbers. So it looks like Watchers are capped at 100 once you kill 3 of them. So 1 is 40, 2 is 80, 3 or more is going to be 100. So threat elimination is going to be 100 to cargo, and stealthy elimination and undetected by hostiles, 105, will go to stealth. So killing Watchers will get you about a total of 200, 205. Okay, the next one is 2 orders delivered at the same time. And honestly, it doesn't actually make a difference if you deliver them one at a time, but I'll talk about it. These were zip-lined over the 2 BT areas on Tar Lake.
Wow, I've never seen so much cargo in one place.
So the first one does get 100 points for being undetected by hostiles, so you would hope that would apply to both, but it doesn't. And yes, I tried to game the system by delivering them one at a time, and it doesn't matter. You can deliver one and it'll give you 100 for detected by hostiles, but the second one, even if you don't deliver it at the same time like this, the game still knows that they were together, and the game will only give you 5 points for undetected by hostiles for any additional orders on top of the first one. So just ziplining over Tar Lake is good for one order, but stacked orders don't really benefit necessarily. So we'll have gotten, because of the 2 orders, we got 105 points to stealth. 100 for the first undetected and 5 points for the second. Okay, for this one, it's the same 2 orders to the Metagenomicis. This time I avoided the 3 Bestia and we took out the Octopoid with a summons.
So much cargo in one place.
So the first one, the first order that gets counted is going to get 200 for the threat elimination. Any additional orders beyond that are only going to get 100. So it's still worth stacking just because you don't have to do the route more than once, but just keep in mind they won't both get 200. The first one will get 200 and the second one will get 100. So we'll ultimately get 300 towards combat. I did use the summons because I was hoping to get undetected because it was so focused on the summons, but it doesn't look like that's what happened. So 300 towards combat, 2 orders, taking out 1 large BT, or at least taking out the Octopoid. It's probably a large BT. Okay, same 2 orders, same 2 Tar Lake. This time we used a summon on the 3 Bestia and we avoided the Octopods. So there will be 3 large BTs.
Wow, I've never seen so much cargo in one place.
Still counts as just 200 for those 3. And then just the 100 for the second one. So it looks like it's the same, whether it's the Octopoid or the 3 Bestias, you get 200 for the first order and 100 for the second order.
Now displaying your current order grade.
Yeah, 300 total. 200 for the first, 100 for the second order. Okay, same 2 orders, same BTs along Tar Lake, but this time we defeated both the Bestia and the Octopoid. And I'm not going to lie, I expected more than this. We're seeing the exact same numbers that you see when you only take out one of them, even if you take out both of them. 200 for the first and 100 for the second order. Considering that they're 2 totally separate encounters, the Bestia and the Octopoid, I fully expected these numbers to double, but it looks like they don't. So there you go. There's taking out both the Bestia and the Octopoid. You still only get 200 for the first order and 100 for the second order. So don't waste your time on both. I guess you don't get credit for it. So we just got the 300. 300 for combat. Okay, this next test is still along Tar Lake. This time we still have the 2 same delivery orders for the metagenomicist, but I've added a delivery order for the fisherman. So it's basically the same sort of thing, but we're testing whether or not that 200-100 that we saw in the last test that happens at the metagenomicist, 2 orders, but only one of them gets the 200 threat elimination and any subsequent orders only get 100. So I wanted to see what it looked like if we had an extra order to a separate location. So not 3 to the metagenomicist, but 1 to somewhere else and 2 to the metagenomicist. And it's looking like separate delivery locations and getting rid of 1 BT will give you 200 for at least like the fisherman, which is our first delivery. So we'll take those 200 into combat. And 200 for the first delivery at the metagenomicist. Along with the normal 100 for the second order at the same location. So what that just showed us is that having 2 orders to 2 separate locations, you'll actually get more points in combat than you will if you have 2 orders to a single location. So I will take those 300 points. Yeah. So 2 deliveries to 2 separate places will get you 400 points when you eliminate 1 BT, or not BT, 200 per. If you have 2 orders at a single location, that'll only get you 300. 200 points for the first order, 100 for the subsequent order. So there's that test. Okay, for this one, we were actually sent out to destroy a large BT. In this particular instance, it was the octopoid by the metagenomicist. So this is just a reporting.
You're stronger than ever. Definitely upped your game since last time.
Okay, so for this instance, we'll notice that the threat elimination that we got for being actually literally sent out to defeat a BT is 250. Whereas if you just happen to defeat a BT in the course of another delivery order, it's only 200. So this is a little bit more. We also have an entry for a giant BT elimination, which we didn't see in the other orders because that's not actually what we were sent to do. It's just something we did on the side. So here we'll get 100 for a giant BT elimination. Now the difference between this order and like regular delivery orders where you destroy a BT, because we were sent to actually destroy a large BT, all of this goes into combat. It's not going to get split between the order portion going to Porter and the rest of it going to combat. In this particular instance, where it's an elimination order, all of it's going to go to combat. So this is a good one. Elimination ones absolutely go towards combat. So we'll see 950 into combat there. Okay, for this one, I tested getting grabbed by the Humanoid BTs so that I could face an air quote boss one. In this case, it was a single Bestia, which I don't think it matters whether it's a single Bestia or like the squid guy. And I think the park area by East Fort Knott, I think, has a smaller octopoid. Anyway, what we got was a threat elimination of plus 100 when that happens. So that is added to combat if you wanted to do it that way. 100. Okay, this one was a test of the humanoid style BTs, particularly the ones by East Fort Knott, but I don't think it matters. I did a gray one and it was worth 20, and then I did a gray one and a gold one and it was 60. So that tells me that the gold BTs are the same amount as the watchers that are over like by the architect and the lone commander. So there is also a cap. I went back and did like 8 grays and 3 golds and came back, and it does cap at 200 for threat elimination and stealthy elimination. But you can easily get 500 points to both, well, you know, combined to both combat and stealth. We'll end up getting 300 to stealth and 200 to combat just by defeating enough humanoids BTs in the middle of an order. And again, the gray ones were worth 20 and the gold ones were worth 40. I don't know how much the reds are. Given the pattern that watchers and golds are 40, I'm betting the reds are 42, but don't quote me on that because I haven't tested it. So, there you go. There's that test for humanoids. 200 to combat and 300 to stealth. Okay, here are the numbers for fully stealth clearing a armed survivalist camp on an order in which we were sent to that camp in the first place. So this was not just, I'm going to drive by a camp and clear it out while I'm on my way. So this numbers could be a little different. Now, these are the numbers for clearing the entire camp, which is 220 undetected by hostiles. Threat elimination seems to be capped at 500 for threat and stealthy elimination, and then recovery from enemy territory. If I had just gone in and gotten the items and come out, I would only have gotten the 220 undetected by hostiles and the plus 50 for recovery from enemy territory. I did test taking out only 2 of the armed survivalist members, and they appear to be worth 40 each. So you can take out however many and have it multiplied by 40, or you can do the whole camp for 500. And the cap would be 13 people, and the one I did had 20. So if you want to stop at 13, you'll probably get the 500 as well. But I only did 2. I did a test on taking out 2, and I got 80 for threat elimination and 80 for stealthy. So there we go. There are the numbers for taking out an entire camp stealthily on a camp we were sent to recover an item in the first place. Okay, same order, same camp, same purpose. Only this time I stealthed 12 and then open firefight with the remaining 8. Numbers are exactly the same, with the exception of we didn't get the plus 220 for undetected by hostiles. Apparently that has to go the entire way from start to finish for clearing out an entire camp. So if you do get in and do a shootout, you still get some good numbers. You still get 500 for combat and 500 for stealth. But if you do have the patience to stealth an entire camp, you'll get 500 for threat, 500 for stealthy, plus the 220 undetected by hostiles. So we've got that as well. There's that one. So for this one, I picked up an order from the musician and drove close enough to that camp that's by West Fort Knott. Yeah, West Fort Knott. Just close enough for him to get the health bar to pop up, and then I turned around and drove away. Never even really went near the camp, and we still got 100 likes for undetected by hostiles. So keep that in mind if you're driving around. If you just drive near a camp, you can pick up an extra 100 stealth points. 100 to stealth. Okay, so for this one, I have 3 orders to West Fort Knott, 2 from the government base, 1 from the musician, and probably doesn't matter. But I cleared out the camp that's between the musician and West Fort Knott, that larger one right there. There were 18 people, so I kind of thought the numbers would be on par with the one in the earlier test where we retrieved the item for the data scientist. That was the camp near the pizza chef, and it's not. These numbers are closer to, well, they are the same numbers as the one by camp by the government base. So I just think these 2 in the early beginner section are just probably easier or something. At any rate, unlike...
You took excellent care of this cargo. It really shows. We were right to count on you.
Unlike the BTs, where the first order, when you did a BT and you were delivering 2 orders to one location, And the first order got the credit, and the second order sort of got like an honorable mention. If you're clearing camps, it looks like all orders that you have on you actually get full credit. So you can see I did end up taking all but 2 out stealthily, so I did not get undetected. But in this one, but I'll go back and do it for the next one. We got 200 for threat elimination, 200 for stealthy elimination, and we'll get that for all 3 orders. So ultimately we're going to get 600 because I had 3 orders on me when I cleared an early camp, the one by F1 and the musician. Oh, I didn't clear that. Darn it. At any rate, see, you can see 600 and 600. So I got 200 for each. 200 for stealth and 200 for threat for all 3 orders for that one. Okay, we got same 3 orders, and this time I did manage to finish the stealth all the way through. Skip.
Okay, I'll bring... The cargo looks downright perfect to me.
So we're going to end up getting undetected by hostiles as the extras. So when I got spotted the first time through, all we had was the 200 threat elimination and 200 stealthy. With full stealth, we did get undetected by hostiles. For all, it looks like we're going to get it for all 3 orders. So if you do manage to stay stealthy, instead of 600 and 600, you'll get 600 and 900 to stealth. So stack up on a bunch of orders and go clear a camp. Okay, so since the initial armed camp test gave us 500 for threat elimination and 500 for stealth elimination, that was the Pizza Chef arm camp, and so I was thinking that it was 500 because it was that camp. And so when we got 200 for clearing the camp by F1, I thought maybe it was different leveled camps. But it's actually not. That 500 was because it was a retrieval, not because it was a drive-by, let me clear this while I'm here camp. So in order to test that, I went back to the Pizza Chef's armed camp with 3 orders, 2 of which were in the pickup off-roader with me parked nearby, and 1, the breakable, was left in Hartman's private locker. So we're testing a couple of different things here. 1, we're testing whether or not the armed camp at the Pizza Chef is 200 or 500. And we're also testing whether or not stuff left in a private locker a lot farther away counts. Because when we saved cargo at the Lone Commander's private locker and cleared a couple of the watchers right there, it didn't matter. Here it matters. And I think it's because of the distance, or it could be because of BTs. I'm not sure. Probably distance. So we have 3.
Hello. Beautifully done. This cargo is in perfect condition.
So this first one, it was a full stealth elimination. So we got 200 for the combat threat elimination and 300 for stealth. This is the one that was left in the private locker, and I'm not sure why I got undetected by hostiles twice. I can't explain that because I only cleared 1 camp. I picked up all 3 orders, cleared the camp, and now I'm turning them in. So I can't really explain why there's 2 undetected by hostiles applied to this one. I don't know. This is the one that sat in the private locker while I left and went and cleared the pizza camp. And ignore that, I hit a rock. Or no, this wasn't a rock. This was the sand dunes. I hate the sand dunes so much. And it's metal. It's not even breakable. All right, doesn't matter. We're not here for that. So the 2 that were with me in the vehicle, the first and the third one, we got 200 threat and 200 stealthy and 100 undetected by hostiles. So basically, yeah, grab a bunch of orders, keep them with you in a truck nearby, and clear a camp. That's where the money is, apparently. Or the lakes, rather.
Now displaying your current quarter grade.
So 400 and 800 because of the undetected. But so there you go. Those are the armed camp tests. Okay, so lastly, I tested some Ghost Mechs. I ended up clearing out the 9 Ghost Mechs that are in the dunes by the metal mine just west of Motherhood, just to see what that would do. And the numbers we're getting for this are closer to the BTs than the armed camps, but it's very similar. It's close. It's more similar to the BTs in the fact that we don't get full credit for all 3 orders.
Working late, I see. This looks to be in wonderful condition. Not just anyone could have done what you did.
So with the armed camps, we got full threat elimination, stealthy elimination, undetected, the same for every order that we had. It was like full credit for everything. With the BTs, however, if you had more than one order when you cleared a BT, you got full marks for the first one and then like partial marks for anything after that. And this is what Ghost Mech seems to be doing as well. So Ghost Mech's much closer to BT sort of stuff. So this is the first order out of 3. We got 200 for threat elimination, 200 stealthy, and 100 undetected by hostiles. That's the same as the armed camps. However, the second and third order that I had on me only got partial marks. We got half for, like, threat elimination was only 100, stealthy was 100, and undetected was the +5, which is the +5 is the same sort of thing that you get with the BTs. And so then the third order is the same, 100, 105. So with 3 orders and clearing out Ghost Mechs, we're going to end up with 400 in combat. And 510 in stealth. So looking at BTs, armed camps, and Ghost Mechs, it seems to me that your money, your likes are really going to be gotten in multiple orders, kept in a pickup off-roader while stealth clearing a camp. That's going to be like where your money is. So that's some good testing. There you go.